Happy New Year, y'all. 2022 was the craziest year that I've had in a very long time. And it wasn't until I started writing down things I did this year that I really realized it's kind of the craziest year that I've had musically, probably ever in my life. So I wanted to share this with you guys, share the accomplishments, and kind of just have a trip down memory lane because this year was absolutely insane and there was a lot of high points and low points. Let's get to it. So to truly understand my 2022, you have to go back to my 2021. In 2021, I was doing a lot of shows, but I wasn't releasing music. And I told God, Lord, if you have called me for this, I'm going to go all in. So I bought a whiteboard. I wrote down my release schedule for the year, and I plan to release every 4 to 6 weeks. And guess what? We did it. So before I even go any further, let's cut to the clip where I show you guys the whiteboard and I erase it so that we can get started on 2023. So back to December 2021. I was working for years to build up my Instagram, and I finally got to about like 2,000 followers, something like that. And Instagram just stopped letting me post. And I never really got an answer for why. I tried emailing people. There's not really an email for it. So I kind of was just stuck with not having an Instagram account. And I thought, well, it's better to have an Instagram account with 0 followers than none at all. So starting January in 2022, I started my new Instagram, emilio.saravia. You can follow me here. Here I am in 2022 with this new goal, release every 4 to 6 weeks, post consistently on Instagram. I had 0 Instagram followers to my name at that time. Then you go to my TikTok, I had 200 followers to my name. I hadn't really started posting on TikTok either, and I had 50 monthly listeners because I wasn't releasing music before that. So I told God, let's go. Let's get it. I'm going all in. As we're going through this recap, you're going to notice that I tend to have really good moments where like a lot of things are happening at once, and then I have these months of just dry spells. Well, December 2021 kind of started my 2022. In the same day, I got a feature from Not Clyde, 350, and now I can announce it, 1K Few, which is still crazy to believe that I got features from all of those guys when I had 50 monthly listeners to my name. So shout out to y'all for supporting me. Shout out 350, Not Clyde, and 1K Few for believing in me. The craziest thing is I knew they were interested in doing a feature with me, but I didn't have a song. So in this 3-day period while I'm working double shifts, I have to make up these 3 songs, get the beat, all that kind of stuff, and send it to them for this to work. So now here I am, January 2022, and I know that I have a 1K Few feature at the end of the year. I know that's the last song that I'm going to release. I want to build up to it. I know I have a 350 song that's now called So Millie. I knew that I had a song with Not Clyde that's called Hispanic. So the year was about building up these releases. This is how that went. We're going to start in January. The first release was Favor. Favor is another story of a song that I almost scrapped, but I was with my friend Levante Joyner in Virginia 2021, and he heard the song and was like, Millie, this crazy. And I'm like, you like that? Because my girlfriend had told me, it doesn't sound like you. But if Levante was rocking with it, I knew it was a banger. So we ended up finishing the recording in Virginia around July 2021. And then later on in October 2021, we're in Chicago for a show and we decided to shoot the video. So I had actually shot the Favor music video all by myself already in 2021. And I decided to release that first at the fresh start of 2022, Favor. I trust God, they know me. Devil cannot hold me. He fought my battles for me. I got the favor on me. So January 21st, 2022, we released Favor. That goes crazy. I still don't really have any fans or whatever, but on TikTok, it starts to pop off a little bit. I noticed every time I would post a music video or post me rapping to it, somebody would duet it, dancing, and the video would get like a couple thousand views. That was the first signs of success, but nothing major. Now we're in February, and I had this song called Ugly coming out. It was coming out in March, and so I had brought out that videographer who edited Favor, Leo. He came out, and we shot the music video at a studio. It was pretty dope because on Pure Space, I didn't know that you could just rent studios. And so I saved up a budget. I dropped some money into getting a nice set, getting the whole scenery right. And so we actually shot at a studio. It was pretty cool. I never had done something like that before. And it was really fun to just have 2 hours to focus on getting not only TikTok content, but also finishing the music video and having a concept with the video. And that was my video, Ugly.
We ugly. No way to save me outside of my guard. Just trust me. I am unworthy and I am a fraud. I got a shorty, I know that she cute. She walk by the spirit and not by the flesh. She'll keep her eyes on the heavenly, knowing the plan will be better than anything less.
Fast forward to March, we're on the Invasion tour. That was really fun, but I ended up only being on the Sanger stop. I was supposed to be performing in LA, performing in Stockton, I believe, but we only ended up performing in Fresno. But Fresno turned up, they turned out. That whole experience was pretty cool because I had had a previous experience with the Invasion tour before, and it was fun. But my favorite thing that I want to talk about right now is my ugly promos. Because this, you'll see throughout this video, I try to get creative with my promos, but for this ugly promo, a dream came true for me. My favorite rapper, Andy Mineo from Reach Records, roasted me. Now, I came up with this funny idea of getting my friends who are artists to roast me because the song's called Ugly. It's based off of Romans 3, the verse that says, all have fallen short of the glory of God. It's supposed to be based on that. But for humor purposes, for the promo, I decided to make it about appearance because obviously that's just a fun angle that I chose to take. I had my friends Miles Minnick, Levante Joyner, my friend Benny, ZDor X, had a few friends coming through calling me ugly, roasting me, sending me videos. And then I got one from Andy Mineo. I thought about it and I was like, I can put in some money towards marketing or I can get an Andy Mineo cameo and see how bad he'll roast me. This boy said my nose looked like a bendy straw. You know what? Just watch this.
Emilio, what's going on? This is of your own volition and your own doing. But you're ugly. And God don't like ugly, for sure. Your nose looks like a bendy straw.
Anyways, March comes around, we released the song, the music video would follow soon after, and yeah, that whole ugly promo was just one of my favorites. It's definitely a highlight of 2022. Next, I dropped Power Trip.
Got it on a power trip, he the power. Someone check the mileage, he the hour. Living in your sin, we gon' try to micromanage. God don't share the glory, and I tell him all about it like it's a power trip.
And it was crazy because Ugly and Power Trip kind of correlated to a lot of things I was going through in my life at that time. In the song Ugly, I say, we ugly, no one can save me outside of my God. Just trust me, I am unworthy and I am a fraud. But the song really is talking about people who are judgmental, think they are holier than thou, and how none of us really have a place to be like, oh, I'm a good person, I'm better than so-and-so, because we all are ugly. We all have fallen short of the glory of God, and we all need God's grace. It's Jesus' righteousness, not ours. We shouldn't be trying to act like we're better than other people. The next song, Power Trip, was about, how do I say this? People who use their faith and their relationship with God to manipulate other people. Now, I wrote this before this happened to me in my life, but around this time when this song is releasing, I had people telling me, God is on my side. God is with me. And if you disagree with me, you are going to be punished. And everyone who disagrees with me gets punished. And I had people talk like that. And I had no idea that I was going to be going through this scenario. I was just using the word of God to write about how we're all falling short of the glory of God with Ugly. And when I wrote Power Trip, I was trying to talk about how we can't be using our faith as a power trip. And it just so happened during that month, all that was going down. That song was just like perfectly in season for me. It didn't do too well on streaming platforms. It didn't have a feature on it, but it was something near and dear to my heart. May 10th. May 10th was pretty funny for no other reason than the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial was happening. And I remember I was sitting in bed. I'm hearing this crazy story about what Amber Heard did to Johnny Depp. This song comes to my mind, and I legit get up, record it on my microphone, and go and shoot a mini music video for TikTok. That's this right here.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Wait a minute.
My dad has to pee.
I was blind, but now I see.
While they in class trying to push a degree, I was on the clock for my God pushing P. Ew. Ew. In the book of Johnny, found my dad ain't cheat. Spit what I heard, mean I stepped on what I could be. I stepped on a bee. Now I got honeys, ain't talking shorties, but that milk and honey. I put the work in and keep it 100. I got my God on the record in front. Ayy, I don't like understand. I put trust in the lamb. Understand? When you stand on truth, you ain't doing too much, cause you know they can call your bluff. Free Johnny.
Okay. Sometimes I'm just so stupid. I don't know what to tell you guys. Sometimes I'm dumb. I'd like to do stuff like that. But yeah, so that was pretty fun. May 10th, that's the only reason that was important. So now we're on late May, early June, and this is what I like to call Millie's month, because I had the most absurd, most crazy 3 weeks that I ever would have expected to have. That's what I was trying to tell you guys earlier, is that a lot of things happen at once and then I have these little breaks. This month was crazy. It reminds me of almost like Tony Stark's big week in the MCU, where he does the Iron Man movie, sees the hammer, and talks to Hulk. Pretty sure. I'm a nerd. Forget that I said that. This month was crazy for me. These 3 weeks were absurd. The first week was Atlanta. Holy smoke.
Okay, now listen to me. Think I said this story before. Got the hoe at the boat. I put 50 in the boat. Did a show, 50 more. If you love me, holy smoke.
I didn't plan on going to Holy Smoke, but ZDORX, like a lot of my trips, always convinces me to go with him.
Oh, what's up, Z? What's up, baby?
I had never been to Holy Smoke before, but I wanted to go really badly, and so it was nice to be back in Atlanta. I went with my boy ZDORX. I vlogged it. More of that vlog coming soon, but I have that vlog on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. But yeah, we got the Airbnb. We got to meet JJ and Tuvi. That was pretty fun. I was chilling with Cam.
What's good, Cam? Hey, yes, sir.
I got to see a lot of dope artists perform, like Bats. I believe he got honored the first night.
It's not about the government and not to glorify all them lies they was told. Feel that truth in your soul.
That's what I remember from that trip, was a lot of networking and meeting a lot of friends. And kind of at that point, I was just enjoying it. I wasn't there to really work. I was just there to have fun. It was cool. God told me to learn on that trip. I remember he told me just observe these artists in their work ethic and how when they get on stage, they command attention. And it was also a plus that my boy Miles was there and my boy Cam. Miles actually performed at Holy Smoke, and it was absolutely crazy. That boy represents the West and the kingdom everywhere he goes. Super fun trip. So that was the first trip. Now I'm coming home, and I believe I was home for like 12 hours, and we go to our next week. Sierra Fest in Houston. Now you may be thinking, Millie, you were just at Atlanta Holy Smoke Fest. What are you doing in Houston like a couple days later? I'm gonna tell you why. So as you know, I had got the feature from Not Clyde in our song Hispanic was gonna be coming out later that year. Well, me knowing this, I said, hey, yo, do you think it's possible we can get maybe a music video? Now, what's really cool about this story is that Not Clyde actually wasn't really gonna be doing a video. He was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do a video. And so it was planned that it wasn't gonna happen. But I seen that he was gonna be at Sierra Fest. Keep in mind, I knew that he'd be too busy at Holy Smoke, and I seen that he was there at Sierra Fest, and I thought, what if I pulled up to him and we just shot the video? And I thought, what if I pulled up to him and try to shoot the video wherever he's at in Houston? So I buy my plane ticket. I get a Sierra Fest ticket because I might as well. I'm already over there. And yeah, with no guarantee that I'm getting a music video out of this trip, I decided to book it and go. That being said, while in Houston, I have family out there, and I thought, why not fill up the calendar a little bit? So I got to do another interview with Let's Chop It Up. The link's in the description for that if you want to check that out. But it was really fun. I got to meet up with Mo and Whiteout. We got to talk about the new music coming, and we had a really good time, really productive conversation. Then we went to Sierra Fest, and that was pretty amazing. I got to see friends like Hovey, Enzo Grand, 350 and his group, Noe, Hanson, and it was overall a really great time. They had tacos there. It was delicious. My favorite part about Sierra Fest, though, is that I knew that the Hispanic video was coming up, and so we made this little video. The angle with Hispanic was that I don't speak Spanish, because yes, I'm Mexican, I'm Hispanic, but I don't speak Spanish, and so the whole joke was like, you're not really Hispanic. Obviously, Tommy Royale's rapping in Spanish, and he's like, yo, you're Hispanic? I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm Hispanic. And he's like, oh, okay. So what is he saying?
Let me go crazy.
Hey, bro, but you're Hispanic. Do you know what he's saying?
Who?
Tommy, what is he saying?
Yeah, he's fire.
No. You're Hispanic. What is he saying?
Anyways, we make this little promo, and the greatest thing ever happened when we finally dropped that. We got Tommy Royale to comment on that video. After all the mingling, the next morning we wake up, and I pulled up to Not Clyde at his hotel room. I was like, yo, I'll pull up, bring the videographer. We could just shoot where we're at, come up with the video on the spot. And that's how you got the Hispanic music video. That's why if you look at the video right here, you'll see that it's kind of like, we try to do our best, but it's just in a parking lot. It's just in a car. It's nothing crazy.
Been damaged, got repair my wounds, and he brought me better action. Been in the room, been in the booth, been in the little hole in the wall where I saw the truth. Been in a rap game, gaming in circles, I'm in the room. Offended is true, oftentimes I get stuck on my pain. I'm stuck on you, yeah. What's a bust down, rollie to a snoopy on my wrist. What's a few little letdowns to a victory within.
But I'm truly grateful to Not Clyde for doing it, because we kind of just pulled up on him. And then after that, me and Zach shot a video for a song that we got coming out this year that we've been kind of holding on the low, but that's coming out very soon, so we got to do that. Got 2 videos in the same day. And during all this time, I checked my Instagram, and my friend One Love from TikTok commented on my Instagram and was like, bro, you're in Houston, you got to check in. Now, I had no idea he lived in Houston. And I didn't really plan on being out in Houston. So since we're doing the video and extra stuff, I texted him and I was like, yo, pull up. And he's like, oh, for real? And my boy Juan One Love was so dope. He pulled up and actually gave me a gift. It was a t-shirt that said the last, based off the verse, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. We had some food. He rolled with us for the music video. And it was just really cool to be able to meet somebody that I knew on TikTok. This is his TikTok here if you guys want to follow him. God really kind of connected us. Like I knew him as a TikTok preacher type guy. Turns out he was getting into Christian hip hop and he was getting into remixing music. He does like Christian EDM, dubstep. And he was telling me how he liked my song Favor and how he would like to remix it. But yeah, Juan, One Love, I love you, bro. That was an amazing time. And he literally made the trip. It's funny how God just kind of connects people sometimes, because had I never seen that comment or had he never seen my post, we wouldn't have been as good of friends as we are to this day. So that's the end of Houston. Now, what's the third week, you may be asking? You're probably thinking, Emilio, you just were at Atlanta, Holy Smoke, Dallas, Sierraville Fest. What's next? My friends, this next one is a true honor. The minute I got back in town, I got my set list ready because I had the privilege to perform at Glowchella. If you don't know what Glowchella is, it's run by my friend Miles Minnick and the Glow Collective. It's kind of like Coachella, but with Glow, you know, with the Holy Spirit. Miles really wanted to have a festival in the West Coast because Miles had just went to Holy Smoke and Sierraville Fest as well. And me and him had always talked. He'd always tell me like, bro, I'm just so sick and tired of seeing Christian hip hop festivals so far away. How come every time we want to go to a festival, we have to hop on a plane? I remember him saying like, I'm gonna bring it here. One of these days we're doing it on the West Coast. And that was his whole mission and his whole goal, is to have this Christian hip hop festival on the West Coast. And boy, did he ever. He had people like 1K Few, Hovey, BP The Official, Young C, Curtis Hoppy, me, my boy ZDR X. And that's just to list a few of them. There was like 21 rappers, I believe, on the ticket. And I had the privilege to perform.
The villain, Emilio. Sarabia. Yes, sir, go Chilla. Who can stop me? 3, 2, 2. Hit the gas, the spirit moving like a clock. They can see the mission when the vision is what counts. I accelerate until the spirit tell me.
Now, Glowchella was so fun, and it led to so many different things, but we'll start here. It was hot. No, it was hot. Let me tell you how hot it was. So, it turns out for the opening ticket, which is what I was doing, when you open up, you're performing outside. All right, my light died, but we'll make do. What was cool about Glowchella is we actually got 3 cover arts. The first one is Soul Millie. It's this photo right here. Jesus be the only thing that's ever gonna stop me. It's actually the cameraman right under me as I'm performing on stage at Glowchella. And that was shot by my friend Colby. Later that night, my friend Patrick Reagan was there, and he shot on a film camera with, I forgot what setting he did, but the photo was all blotted out. So I look really black, and I ended up using that for just power because it looks like I'm in a shadow, because I literally was. And I like the whole concept of like being in the shadow of God's glory. And that photo to me means just power. It means I'm in the shadow of his glory. It's not my power, it's his. It's just power.
No, really, who Millie? Flash on a leash and the spirit so willing. Walk up in the room and it changed the whole feeling.
And then the third photo is this photo right here. Now this one's funny because you wouldn't think it's a cover art, but it's from my new song Fire, coming out the first week of January.
I don't want catchy, I'ma take backseat on fire like Cali, yeah.
This is the one featuring 1K Few. What's funny is I had rare moments where I gotta talk to Few. You see, at Holy Smoke Fest, Few was there, and I was planning on getting the cover art then, but he honestly was in and out. I seen him on stage, and by the time he got off, he was on TV for a boxer. Some boxer came out with 1K Few rapping alongside him. But I couldn't get a hold of him at Holy Smoke. So I'm like, okay, Emilio, Sierraville Fest, Few's gonna be there. Sure enough, we're at Sierraville Fest. Few's walking up on stage, and I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? He gave me like a little hug or whatever. He gets on stage, and I'm like, I'm gonna get him when he gets off stage. We're gonna take a photo. I have no idea where he went after he got off stage. He did the Houdini act. I never seen him again. Few was real in and out. And so now we're here at Glowchella in California, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this photo. And then sure enough, I get off stage, and then, everybody's showing up. up and everyone is in the green room and Few's crowded. And so I'm like, now's a bad time. Now's a bad time. And then Few gets on stage and I'm like, okay, now that his set's done, maybe I can get a hold of him. Bad time. And now it's getting late. Like I said, it was very hot. My girl's like, babe, I'm trying to get out of here. Like, I'm so tired. We were dead tired. Keep in mind, I've been on the go for the past 3 weeks, but this day itself was so long. And because I was an opener, we were there first. It was like 105 degrees and we were all sweaty. It was just, it was bad. And so she was ready to go and I had kind of been making her wait for a long time. And she's like, babe, let's go. And I told her, okay, I'm going to go right now. And then my friend Mission from All You Know to Me pulls me aside and he's like, can you shoot this video of me and Brandon getting on stage? So I shoot for him and Brandon P. And then I'm like, on my way back, I'm like, maybe I can get this photo with Few. So I catch Few by himself finally for the first time in a hallway. And I'm like, bro, you want to get a photo real quick for our cover art? And he's like, oh yeah, man, anything for you, man, you family. And so like all he really did was like, he just turned around and I'm getting my camera settings fixed up and I'm just like, whatever. And I just auto gave it to my friend. He took the photo. Now check this out. I've been waiting for this photo for so long. And right when I'm starting to take the photo, Few's here, I'm here. I just felt an arm around me. And one of my friends, actually my engineer's brother, came up and he was just like this. This is the photo right here. I was like, bro, please, I've been waiting to get this photo and I don't know if the camera's even in focus. Like, I just need to get this photo. And he's like, oh, my bad. And so he stepped out the way and we got about 3 or 4 photos that were usable and we chose this one. But that is why that's the cover art. But still, that's the third cover art that I got out of Glowchella. And if you check on my Spotify, my playlist Millie No Really, that's also another photo that was taken on stage as I'm giving a handshake to, I believe it was either Cicada or someone next to them, one of my friends. It was just a great time. You know, it was real productive. And I got to talk to Few about a potential video for Fire. At the time, we were thinking it was going to be possible. Turned out not to be, for now at least. That whole trip was just insane. Before we leave Glowchella, I want to talk about a story. At the end of all my sets, I try to get people hype. I try to leave them on a high note. So I ended up rapping my song Serious. The way the song goes is like, boy, I'm saved and I'm serious. Boy, I'm saved and I'm serious. And usually people get crazy, start dancing. And so I said, whoever gets the craziest, I'm going to throw Saved and Serious merch into the crowd towards that direction. Well, I see this middle area going crazy, and so I grabbed the shirt and I threw it into the crowd, and there's a photo of that. But I felt so bad because the guy that went up and grabbed it actually ended up punching the guy behind him. And I guess there was like blood everywhere. And I didn't see it because I was kind of getting off stage. But I felt horrible. I don't know why I'm telling you guys that. Coachella was wild. And y'all better come through next year because we got to put on for the West Coast of Christian hip hop. So now we got the next release in July, Soul Millie. That's the photo I told you guys about from the Glowchella event. But what's absolutely absurd to me to this day, now you have to realize the Atlanta Holy Smoke Sierreville Fest, that was all around it ended around June 11th, June 13th, something like that. That's when that whole 3-week thing ended. Now here we are in July. My single Soul Millie is about to release July 16th with the great 350. Now this is the first of the 3 features that I've been trying to build up to. This 350 song was massive for me. As I'm waiting for this song to release, I get a text message. The person that texted me was Few's manager. 1K Few's manager said, Estella Awards are happening. Few and Lecrae won an award for their album. Would you like to open for their release party? Now, the release party's in 3 days. And I don't know what I did. I just said yes. Like, how do you say no? Then as I put down the phone, I thought, I actually have not told my boss that I need to go to Atlanta. Matter of fact, do I even have the money right now to fly to Atlanta? The answer was no, but somehow, someway I did it. To God be the glory. And so the day that my song Soul Millie released, I actually got to debut it in Atlanta for 1K Few. And I believe I was like the second to last artist there. That was a surreal experience because I remember seeing D1 there, a lot of talent there as well. But just like for me, seeing D1 and Few, you know, friends like Portia, like people that I really admire in the game, I was like, yo, like it was crazy. Now the crowd was surprising, not crazy. Nobody was getting lit, right? It was just everybody was kind of just listening, but I got to do my Glowchella set. Had to cut it down to 5 minutes, but now that one's even crazier. I got all those songs in at 5 minutes, but man, to think about it like was crazy. And shout out to Steven Ruiz who let me stay with him. He shoots some stuff for Reach Records as well, and he let me stay at his house. I met Steven Ruiz at a Montel Fish concert way back. I believe I got a text from Montel in like 2018, and he told me like, hey bro, can you come to my album release party? You live in California, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I checked where it was at. It was 6 hours away. And he's like, can you be here tonight? And again, I said yeah. And so that's where I ended up meeting Steven Ruiz. And I guess that relationship paid off because years down the road, seen him again at Holy Smoke, we really clicked. And when I had to go back to Atlanta for this party, he let me stay with him for 24 hours. Now, this was unplanned because I had work in like 2 days and the party was the next day. So I had to just fly up to Atlanta. I got in the same day I did the set, went to bed, and flew back the next morning. But that was just absurd. And then on top of that, it was really nice because 350 was actually there at the event. So the day that our song was releasing, I got to, say hi to him and perform for 1K Famo. I mean, it was just dope.
That's crazy.
Dude, Atlanta. This is crazy, bro.
Atlanta, what's good? You can drop that. I got a question.
Jesus be the only thing inside for us.
3, 2.
When I hit the gas, the spirit moving like a car. They can see the vision when the vision is what God sees. I accelerate until the spirit tells me.
I know I said I wasn't going to talk about anything personal, but right when I got back to Cali, it was July 25th, mine and my girlfriend's anniversary. It's our 2-year anniversary. We actually didn't get to spend the first year together on our anniversary because I don't remember where I was. I think I was in Virginia or something like that. I was with Levante, but it was still cool because I had flown back the day of our anniversary and she hid in the trunk for me. It was all very cute and all that kind of stuff.
Natalie, where are you? Let me.
Just don't drive crazy.
Okay, what are you doing?
Hello.
Look at the things she does to surprise my son. That's true love right there. I think she's a keeper. I think I'll keep her right there in the trunk.
Whoa. Oh, that's why you hung up?
You have to see her on your anniversary.
This year, I really wanted to make it special for us. And so we went to Pismo Beach to go ride ATVs on the sand dunes. And the sign said you can have your car on the beach. And I was like, dope. I drive a Toyota Camry 2001. And I thought, cool, we're allowed to drive our car on the beach. It must be safe. Not knowing anything about how it works, about if you don't have a 4-wheel drive, you're going to get stuck. And I almost buried my car alive. And we got stranded at the beach for 2 hours until somebody finally pulled us out. They were trying to get us to get a $400, $500 tow truck just for a simple pull on my car. Sorry about that, baby, but we ended up not burying my car alive. We got to pull it out. And then we got to have a nice evening after that. We got some food, put some gum on a wall with our picture. I guess that's a thing people do. They take the gum out of their mouth and put it on the wall. But we got to put our picture with the gum. And then, we got to watch the sunset and got to go home. Pismo Beach was one to remember. I know this is about music, but I had to mention that because that was a highlight of my year. Now we're in August, and I get hit up last second to perform at this event, and I knew that Emmanuel the Prophet was going to be there, so I thought that's going to be kind of fun, see Emmanuel and perform near my city. And as I go to perform, the minute I get there, I was told, can you host the event? And I'm thinking like, yo, I haven't hosted an event in like 4 or 5 years. Not knowing anything about the itinerary or nothing like that. I said yes, and it turned out to be actually pretty fun. Here's a couple clips of that.
I feel like I'm finally me, yeah, I'm finally free. I was trapped up in that cycle, and the word cut my leash. I got my sword with me.
Got to see Emmanuel the Prophet perform. We were actually supposed to work together after that, and thank God we didn't because I think I got COVID like right after that. And all that to be said, now we're going to September 4th. I like to make a song on my birthday. I like to make like a birthday free verse, a birthday freestyle, a birthday rap. And at first it was kind of a joke. With 21, I rapped on a 21 Savage beat. For 22, I remixed Taylor Swift's 22 song. For 23 is when it kind of got serious, where I started rapping on an original beat. 24, I rapped on a drill beat, and I thought it was dope. 25, my friend Trayvon made me a beat.
Trayvon helping me out. Hey, guess what just happened? My man is spending his release day helping me get my next release.
We actually shot a video with it. Shout out my little baby, Natalie. She actually shot that video for me again, just like she did for 24. And that whole song was dope. And I wasn't planning on releasing it on streaming platforms, but I ended up releasing it later on in the year.
If you do it for the paper, it's like robbing Jesus. We don't Jackson when we link in 25. One, I got experience, and two, I've been content. Now I got the formula, they asking where you been.
Then the next thing on the release chart that I have was supposed to be Hispanic, dropping at the end of September. Talking with my friend Juan One Love, the guy that I met back in Houston, had told me he wanted to remix Favor, and it's finished, and he's actually ready to release it. And I was trying to get him to wait, but I was like, I still have like a few other songs that I want to release this year. Just go ahead and drop it. So Juan drops it, And that song blew me away because at this point, my best performing song was Soul Millie, and it had gotten like 1,000 in a week. And then right at that moment, it was like 3,000 or something like that. And I was blown away by those numbers. But with I Trust God, which is the remix to Favor, we just renamed it I Trust God. That song got like 8,000 streams in a week, and like in 4 days. And I've never seen that in my life. I think to this day, it's almost at 30,000. But God really like was just behind that record. It's a Christian EDM song. It got streams in places I've never been, never even heard of. And I think the gospel is just being pushed in a new way that I could have never have done it if it wasn't for my friend Juan, One Love. Thank you, brother. But next, we're on to the single Hispanic. And y'all know I got a music video for this because we prepared for this. And the fun part about this single is I was stressing about like, what kind of promo am I going to do? What's my angle? Like, how am I going to do this? And so as I was sitting there, I was like, dang, what am I going to do for this promo? So I opened up my hard drive and I'm starting to look through my archives and kind of like the stuff that I have, that I think I have. And I totally forgot that I had shot footage for this video. I had shot an interview with Let's Chop It Up talking about Hispanic. I got Swayze in on it. I got ZDRX in on it. I already had a bunch of different videos and I was already so prepared for the release. I had no idea. And so that one was a breeze. And Patrick Reagan basically got a picture of a Mexican flag and made my cover. Appreciate you, bro. And so, yeah, Hispanic was done. And that song did great. It did better than Soul Millie. And I think to this date, it has around 5,000. A couple things before we end it here. I wanted to share this funny video where we're in the Invasion Tour. And Andre, the Invasion Tour manager, pulls us aside. And he's giving me and Zach advice about how to perform, stage presence, and stuff like that. And he's hosting the event. So when he pulls us outside, he still has the microphone and he's just talking to us real quick in between sets. Well, he hears that the music ends and he's like, wait a minute. And so he goes to open the door and it's locked. He actually had to do the whole announcement for Curtis Hoppy from the outside of the building.
I can't make this up.
I can't hear you. Make some noise.
We're locked out.
Y'all give it up for Curtis Hoppy.
You were trying Invasion Tour. You were trying to get in. We locked out, but you have a microphone. That's all you need. Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, couple fun shows this year, a lot of good memories. Thinking back about all of this is just insane. Going forward, Fire featuring 1K Few is coming. It's coming January 6, 2023. I need y'all to listen to this because I'd have never had this feature if it wasn't for God moving all these pieces into the right place. I met Few probably like 10, 15 different times before I actually got to meet and know Few, taking him to the airport after the Invasion Tour. And I'll talk about that more in another video, but God moved so many pieces so that this song could happen. I really would enjoy if you guys would listen to it. But yeah, here we are at the end of 2023 and I can't help but reminisce. With that being said, this year has been amazing. I've hit yet another milestone with the most streams I've ever gotten in a year, almost 40,000. So thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for caring. Thank you for putting it on your playlist. I love you guys and the best is yet to come. 2023, baby.